Hello everyone and welcome back to Gaming Droid and welcome back to Subnautica. As you can see, we are sort of on our route to making things and doing things and all sorts of delightful activities. But the other thing we have to deal with is the fact that we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 power cells and 4 batteries. That's quite a few power cells and batteries. These on the floor. Not in here. Can we put these on the floor out here? No. Can we drop these out here and have them be safe? Probably. I'm not necessarily kind of massively obsessed with those because they are just containers. But if we put the power cells away in here, we can eat a nutrient block, drink a couple of the water that we picked up because we did need it. We can take the salt and the titanium, we can put away more power cells, we'll take the copper and put away more power cells, and we'll put away our dud battery as well because we don't need our dud battery. Can we fit another waterproof locker in our inventory? Yes, we can. So what we'll do is we'll put another waterproof locker under here. No, we don't want to open. We want to open it, and we can put away the salt and titanium in there. We can put away a couple of our first aid kits. As I said, we have a first aid kit generator, so it's not that important. Copper can go away as well. So what we want to build now is we want to build two things. We want to build the grav cannon, which takes an advanced wiring kit, and we also want to build the laser cutter, which takes cave sulfur, a battery, titanium, and diamond. So we've got everything other than the spare cave sulfur, which shouldn't be too hard to acquire. Because now that we have our sea glide, we can basically glide down into a cave, annoy one of the cave dwellers, run away from it and grab cave sulfur. We also had a couple of them go off that we didn't get the cave sulfur from. So we might be able to find... Ooh, this has got gold. We had a couple of gold and silver deposit spawns here. That's good. Very useful indeed. So we were running a little bit low on gold and silver, and we need those for our next section of this activity. We'll grab some oxygen. We'll keep looking for that cave sulfur because we want the one cave sulfur to get ourselves a laser cutter. And you must never underestimate how important it is to have a laser cutter in this game. It gives you access to so much stuff. Ah yes, this is the large tube, which if we go in here, yeah, there we go. And we can come back, grab the cave sulfur, and we can set ourselves up with a very early laser cutter. All thanks to being willing to go and risk the what do you call it? Where's my life pod gone? Where's my life pod beacon? There's my life pod beacon. Very hard to see sometimes when they're in the wrong angle. But yes, because we were willing to risk hitting the Aurora early, we've gotten the mobile vehicle bay, we've gotten the laser cutter, we've got an insane number of advanced power cells. Those power cells are just absolutely wonderful. Like the actual sort of amount of use we're going to get out of those power cells is insane. So, we've got everything we need, we just need to pick up some titanium, which we can do from this chest. So we'll grab a titanium, and we can make ourselves a laser cutter. This allows us to cut through broken doors, which can be very useful. Advanced wiring kit. So the advanced wiring kit requires 2 gold and a computer chip, which is gold, 2 coral samples, and copper wire. So we need 2 copper, which we can grab from... Nope, that's editing it. This is opening it. So we've got 2 copper, we've got 3 gold, we just need the 2 table coral. 2 table coral, table coral, table coral. Table coral. Slice, grab, slice, grab. So we've got the advanced wiring kit's ingredients now.
Warning, local radiation readings exhibit characteristics consistent with total chemical degradation of the Aurora's dark matter drive core. A quantum detonation will occur with a probability of 85.5%. Advise observing a 1 kilometer safety range.
So basically, don't go to the Aurora right now. And then we just need a piece of titanium, which we can grab from in here. So we can get the propulsion cannon. So now we've got pretty much all of our tools settled out. We've got pretty much every piece of equipment we need. We've got the propulsion cannon, sea glide, flashlight, scanner, repair tool, laser. We don't need LifePod 3 signal, but we can use the LifePod 17 signal. So we can put away the LifePod 3 signal, we can put away that, put away a bit of the silver and the lithium.
This is Avery Quinn of Trading Ship Sunbeam. Aurora, do you read? Over.
So we've got pretty much everything.
Still nothing.
This titanium ingot, lubricant, and power cell. So we've got the power cell. We can make a titanium ingot pretty easy. So we can make the titanium ingot.
On the far side of the system, it's going to take more than a week to reach your position. Do you still need our assistance? Over.
Not especially. Like, you're going to die if you come here, so... Spoiler alert.
Charter's going to have us wasting our profit margin running errands for Alterra.
We're going to need 2 lubricants, so I'm going to grab 2 creeper vines. We'll grab a couple of ladderfish to make some water, and we'll grab a couple of normal fish to cook, maybe, or maybe not, because I'm not going to bother chasing them, because we don't need to chase fish. We can gather food at our own pace for the moment. We don't need to take food with us when we go to the Aurora, because we will be able to get everything we want. So, lubricant. I do, however, want a sea glide before we go to the Aurora, because it does give me a bit of protection from the Reaper Leviathan, because it will allow me to basically kind of walk away from the Reaper Leviathan alive. Not necessarily unscathed, but alive. So there is our mobile vehicle bay. I'm not, it might seem like I'm kind of speedrunning this. I'm not speedrunning this, I'm playing this at the speed I want to play it at. But I've gotten a little bit better at knowing where we're going with things. So we don't have the Seamoth recipe yet. But if we look at LifePod 17, Seamoth Bay Collapse. So what we can do is we can head over towards LifePod 17. And we can have a look for Seamoth parts over there. There are also Seamoth parts on the ship, but we don't want to go to the ship yet because, as they said, it's going to detonate soon. And what we will need to do is we will need to bring back the amount of titanium we need to make the Seamoth. So this isn't going towards the Aurora, is it? No, it's going away from the Aurora. Excellent. So we'll need to bring back 10 pieces of titanium for the Seamoth. So 4, 8, and 12. 12 titanium gathered. Aha! A piece of the Seamoth. Already! So the life pod sort of things are basically, they're nothing to do with you having access to actual sort of survivors or information. They're usually to do with you having access to recipes, and you can usually see from the content of the message the kind of recipe you're going to get. So this one, they said that they saw the Seamoth Bay collapse nearby, so we're going to get the Seamoth Bay, or we're going to get the Seamoth, and we could possibly find some useful bits of other recipes nearby, because the Seamoth Bay is of course going to be a very large piece of salt. Salt we can use. Salt we can use to make rigid food. So that's going to be another life pod, I would believe. I don't think that's going to be the Aurora. Sorry, the Sunbeam. That might be the sunbeam saying, "Oh my god, we just saw how bad the crash was. Oh my god, is anyone alive? Oh my god, we're on our way." I can't remember exactly what the pacing of those particular messages is. So we've got another piece of Seamoth. This is 2 of 3. That's not bad at all. You can pop in here and grab PDA, which is great. I think there's a couple of... no flares. So what's the PDA data? Crew log. Can't see what's left of the Aurora from the top hatch. We've been carrying anything... Yep. So basically all these life pods crashed down and had survivors in them. And then for some reason all the survivors died and there's heavy damage to all of the survivors' ships. Which is a little bit concerning, to say the least. Mildly concerning. But yes, there is the large Seamoth Bay. But we're not going to go straight to the Seamoth Bay. We're going to make a Seamoth first. Because by making a Seamoth, we will be able to park the Seamoth at the entrance to the Seamoth Bay and get in and out, getting oxygen and things. So it'll be a lot easier to do that. Will be a lot easier to get what we need and get in and out reasonably efficiently. And the Seamoth will just make travelling long distances easier. We can wait until the Aurora explodes and then go to the Aurora. Go in the front of the Aurora and have a nice heavy raid. Because there is an awful lot of stuff you can get from the Aurora. It's kind of dangerous if you don't have a grav cannon, because fighting the crabs without any kind of grav cannon or stasis gun is really quite difficult. What are you? Officer Keen of Life Pod 19. Ah, I see. So let's pop the titanium out. I'm pretty sure we need a ingot, but we will make sure. We will double check what we need and we will grab it out of the chests. So, into the blueprints we will roll down and we will roll up, and find the Seamoth. We need a titanium ingot, a power cell, 2 glass and a lubricant. That's not too bad. So titanium ingot. The power cell, of course, we can just grab from in here. We need 2 glass, which means we've got enough quartz for 1 glass there. So that might be the main problem. So what we need to do is we need to pop down and get enough quartz for 2 glass. Luckily it's still pretty much night for a little bit longer, which makes spotting quartz really very easy indeed. There's another quartz. Until it becomes daytime, quartz is pretty much glowing. And there's another quartz there. So you can use the sort of nighttime to spot quartz. I want to keep at least 1 spare quartz because that means I will be able to make a solar panel when it comes to making a base. But of course quartz is pretty common as far as resources go. I know I've got a spare lubricant somewhere. There's my spare lubricant. So we should have everything we need to make the Seamoth. Climb up on here. So, Seamoth. Unlimited underwater oxygen to start with.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
So there's 4. We want to go to 17. Before we do though, I will make a beacon. So I don't want to have the 17 thing in my inventory the whole time. So what do I need to make a beacon? Copper wire. It's not difficult at all because we've got quite a bit of copper left over. Resources. Resources, electronics, copper wire. Copper wire and how much titanium? 1 titanium. That's super cheap. So 2 copper, 1 titanium. Now, copper's rarer than titanium is, but I don't think that's going to be a problem for us. So let's jump into our Seamoth and let's head over there to raid that crashed Seamoth Bay. And we are headed northwest at the moment towards the crashed Seamoth Bay. Have I scanned everything over here? I think I've scanned everything over here. That's a Sea Glide fragment. That's the lab counter. Yeah, we've got everything from over there. Excuse me, Stalker. Hello, you're very low to the ground, Mr. Reef. Back. A reefback whale. They've come up with some amazing creatures in this game. Some absolutely kind of eye-popping. So there's another Seamoth fragment, which is not surprising because we're by the Seamoth Bay. But you just saw then two little of lights. That's the thing spawning in. So we've got more Seamoth fragments down here. We've got... what have we got? We've got Seamoth fragments. Anything else outside? Have we got any other nice Fragmentos around the outside of it? We've got another Seamoth. Oh no, that's a reactor fragment, I think. You're a reactor fragment? You're a bioreactor fragment. Ooh, I'll have you. I don't have you yet. And I used up an awful lot of titanium as well, so scanning a few of these fragments of things we already have wouldn't be the end of the world.
Emergency. Seismic readings suggest a quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's drive core. The central dark matter reactor will reach a supercritical state in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
So bits of the Aurora have gotten thrown off into the sea. It's now safe for us to visit the Aurora, which is great because we can now visit the Aurora and we can go and get the things that the Aurora has. It's good that we got the radiation suit ready. We can grab this sandstone, which gives us gold, useful because we used up our 3 gold getting the laser cutter, and that gives us a bit more gold. As far as I can see, it doesn't look like there's any more bioreactor fragments outside this thing. So let's go and find the entrance and we'll have a little investigate around the inside of this. Now I believe, is this an entrance? I don't believe this is an entrance, no. I believe the entrance is over here. So that's a door that we can't get into. Entrance down... ah, the entrance is up here. Okay, so what we can do is we can pop in here and we can start gathering any patterns we find. So there's a command chair pattern, which is good, which looks very much identical to the swivel chair we found earlier. We've got a bioreactor fragment in here, which gives us the bioreactor, which is excellent. We've got a PDA, which is the Degassi crew manifest. Don't know why there was a Degassi thing in what was the Seamoth Bay of the thing. Battery charger fragment, excellent. So the battery chargers is something we really do want to build in our first base. Still suit, I've never really gotten around to building a still suit because I've never really gotten to the point where my radiation suit was useless. So we've got the still suit anyway. There's another piece of the battery charger which should give us the battery charger, which is excellent. Come on, finish scanning it. Yep, that gives us the battery charger. We'll pop back to the Sea Glide and grab ourselves a little bit of oxygen. Sorry, the Seamoth, sorry. And then what we can do, as we've already searched these rooms, we can use the Sea Glide to zip through them reasonably quickly. Now, this is the bit where I always get confused. So I want this cargo pod. I want to be careful about this cargo pod. Disinfectant. We've got another battery charger fragment. Not useful, but gives us a little bit of titanium, at the very least. We've got another battery charger fragment. Again, more titanium. And I don't think I got battery chargers last time I was here. I can't remember what I got. I think I got still suit and something else. Ooh, a floodlight. So the floodlight is a battery-powered lamp, which is moderately useful.
Acquired.
However, I think... Ooh, battery charger fragment. I think that's everything from this section of... I think this section of the... yeah. That's everything from this section of the Seamoth Bay. Oh, wait a second. Still suit fragment. Again, like, got the still suit already. A little bit of extra titanium is all we're going to get from that. And another still suit fragment. I missed all the blinking still suit fragments previously. Can't cut through any of these doors because they haven't got the scarring on them. So what we can do, however, is we can pop down and see if we can get into another section of it. Because there's a whole big section down here that I haven't been in yet, and I'm wondering if there is an entrance anywhere. There's not going to be there because that's got the engine damage. Can you get an entrance over here, perhaps? Now it looks like this bottom half is far too badly damaged. But what I am going to do is I'm going to drop a beacon here. So we can take the beacon that we just got, we can pop it out, and we can say this is going to be Seamoth Bay. So there we go, we have access now to the sort of the location of the Seamoth Bay without worrying about using our detector. But what we do want to do is we want to head to the Aurora next. And we want to head over to the Aurora and we want to grab bits and pieces from the Aurora. Because there's an awful lot of stuff we can grab from the Aurora. We might want to make a couple of batteries beforehand. Because we are going to need some spare batteries. But you do get a lot of batteries on the Aurora. So we might skip over that. However, we definitely want food. We definitely want to take food. Actually, no, we get food and water on the Aurora. So as long as we've got a reasonable amount of food and water ourselves, we don't have to worry too much about that. Let's hop out and let's grab some fish to eat so that we can be nice and full when we get to the Aurora. One pepper. And there's a boomerang fish we can grab. If we put the peeper away, we'll swim a little faster. And the bladderfish. Oh, missed the bladderfish. Bladderfish, come here. I desire to turn you into drinking water. Okay, so we've got the bladderfish and the normal fish. We'll cook them up and we'll make them into some food and water for us. Up.
Aurora, this is Sunbeam again. We just picked up a massive debris field at your location. I didn't know how bad. How many of... I didn't know. We're now en route to your location. We're gonna bring you home. Sunbeam out. What else can I say? We're a six-seater. We aren't even slightly equipped to handle this. Our pilot has to...
Interesting that there's a six-seater this far out, because we're obviously quite far out, because like people can't jump to our location to assist. So we must be reasonably far away. So the fact that we're reasonably far away and there's a six-seater just floating around by itself suggests, like, I don't know, it's interesting that these things are out here, or they are out here as well. So what do we want? We want, what batteries have we got? We have one 0% charged battery, one fully charged battery. It would be nice to have another battery, so let's make another battery, nice and quick. Nope, this one, this one, this one. So we'll make another battery to take with us, but we are now at a point where we should be able to go and raid the Aurora. We have everything we need.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
We don't need a beacon for the Aurora, because the Aurora is pretty easy to spot. And we also have Life Pod 4 as a beacon as well. Whee! So this is now a situation where we are going to be sort of parking this thing near a Reaper Leviathan spawn. So we want to tuck it in. Again, tucking it in as close to physics objects as possible seems to give you a little bit of protection. Because although the Reaper Leviathan can pass through physics objects, which is just nutty. Have I been in this one? No, I haven't been in this one. Ooh, I have not been in this one. Let us repair this up and let us have a little raid of this while we are on our way to the Aurora. That's locked. Is there anything in here at all that I can scan? Okay, let's grab some oxygen from the ship. And let's head back down because it looks like what it wants me to do is go through here. Into this area. Does this area have something for me to scan? Can't cut through that door. Can't see anything I can scan. It has got a box containing a battery, which is nice. But all of this for a battery seems a little bit over the top, really. I was expecting something more than that, but looks like that is all there is a chair, a desk, and a battery for repair tooling and etc. That wreck. Okay, fair enough. But the battery will come in handy. As I said, you can get batteries from the Aurora and around the Aurora, so there's my point proven at least. But yes, staying close to physics objects does help protect you from the Reaper Leviathans. Because they themselves can pass through physics objects, but for some reason if you are near a physics object they have a trouble sort of finding you. Which is kind of what we want. We don't want to be eaten by a Reaper Leviathan. So we're going to stick nice and close to the hull. We're going to have it confuse itself and not know where it's going. And we're going to head straight to the front of the Aurora. And we're going to dip in pretty much as soon as we can, which would probably be through here. And this should make us pretty safe from the Reaper Leviathan. So where's the way up? The way up is over in this direction. So what we're going to do is going to park above this piece of metal, which should make the Seamoth pretty much safe from the Reaper Leviathan. We're going to equip our grav cannon. And we're going to start getting rid of crabs. Because we don't want to play with crabs. I don't want crabs, you don't want crabs. Nobody wants crabs. Now, I'm not sure if that kills them, but it's certainly a good way of getting rid of them so that you don't have to deal with the little sods. And it does drain your battery very fast. But that's okay. We don't have to worry too much. We will find additional batteries. We have additional batteries, in fact. We have 2 additional batteries. And as far as I can tell, like, most of the time they don't come back. You can get them far enough away from you that you don't have to worry about them again. It seems to throw them far enough that they are pretty much gone for good. And as long as you are spotting them and squishing them, or spotting them and throwing them, not too much of an issue. So you can see that I'm just sort of pointing it at whatever moves and firing them away from me. They do glow, so they are pretty easy to spot. Got another first aid kit. First aid kit's going to be useful when we find the leeches down inside the ship. Ooh, I think this is the first time I've had one of these spawn on here. That was the first time I've had one of the crates actually spawn on this bridge. That's an interesting little change. I didn't think they could spawn on the bridge, but obviously they can. So yeah, like these chests are very much randomized. I mean, I've previously gotten no batteries from this section, which was a bit of a problem because I needed a battery for my grav cannon. But as you can see, this time around I've gotten, I think, 3 batteries from this section. No, you don't. Plenty of disinfected water. No food yet, but that's okay. We are okay for food at the moment. And we definitely get food. Ooh, fire extinguisher. That's what we need. We'll definitely get food from the crew quarters. So pop the repair tool away for now. Let's drink our filtered water. So a lot of people waste their fire extinguisher on this section. If you just hug the wall here, you can get through. And instead of using the fire extinguisher on that section, if we put out these fires, we can get to an extra chest. So we can get an extra battery from that, which is a nice little thing. We've got some fragments. We've got a PDA over here, which should give us the cargo bay access data. Nope, that's the calibration for the Aurora drone. There's the propulsion cannon. Don't need to scan that, it's just going to put titanium into my backpack that I'm going to end up dropping later. Because I don't want to carry titanium out of the Aurora, because we can get titanium elsewhere. Trying to minimize how much of that I use. There we go, that's the cargo bay. 1454. We can grab some data from the data terminal. We've got another battery on the shelf here, which we can grab. This is a guaranteed spawn, this is a world spawn item, so that's guaranteed spawn. If we have a look around, I think we've already scanned everything. We've got the desk, we've got the chairs. Yeah, we've already scanned everything in this room, but it gives us a poster, a battery, and some data, as well as the entrance code for down here. Now, as far as I'm aware, you can't get anything through there. That is locked off. If I am incorrect there, feel free to correct me in the comments. But now we come to this bit. And this bit's quite interesting because this bit can be very battery intensive. But if we move the desk over and we have it fall down, we can hop up on the desk leg and hop up on the chest. So we don't have to use half as many batteries for digging our way through that as otherwise. So now we're getting down into the bowels of the Aurora. We'll have another battery. So we're already up to what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 batteries. We brought 2 batteries with us. So we've found 6 batteries. So I wouldn't massively be concerned about batteries as long as your stuff is charged up before you go. Now, again, there are some randomized recipes in here. You can find parts of the Cyclops in here, but you might find anywhere between 1 and like 5 parts of Cyclops. There's multiple different bits of Cyclops in here that you can possibly find, but aren't guaranteed. So there's sometimes a Cyclops part in there. There's sometimes a Cyclops part in here. Nope. Are we going to get any Cyclops parts today, or is it just going to be all fire and brimstone and nothing of any particular use? We've got the chest up here, which should give us a food item. Yep. I usually find a Nutriblock in that chest or the other chest that's over there, so hopefully we'll find a Nutriblock. No recipe fragments whatsoever in here. That's mildly irritating. Really? No recipe fragments at all? Well, I have found multiple recipe fragments in this room previously, but just not today. It's decided it doesn't want to give me recipe fragments. Frustrating. There we go. We will avoid the falling fire over there. So we are getting into leech territory now. This is where we will definitely want to have our knife blade equipped on here, because we can't do anything really with leeches other than stab them. Now we want to try to avoid the leeches as much as possible. And what you can do is, if you keep your eyes open, you can see the leeches and you can basically swim away from them. If you swim away from the leeches, you're usually fast enough to get away. And you should be okay with kind of dodging and keeping away from the leeches to stop them getting after you. So what I'll do is I'll probably pop through here, which is into our oh no, this is into the lab, sorry. So this is the lab. This is where you can get Seamoth parts if you haven't got Seamoth parts already. So you can see Seamoth fragments, Seamoth fragments, Seamoth fragments, and there's a Seamoth fragment hanging from the ceiling as well. So there's lots of Seamoth fragments you can get in here. This is Seamoth Bay 1. And you can also get a pressure compensator. That's the main thing you're coming in here for. You really do want to grab the pressure compensator. So what I will do is I will call the episode here in Seamoth Bay, and we will jump on out and come back in the next episode, finishing off the Aurora, going down into the crew quarters and the prawn suit bay. Thank you for watching. I've been the Game Droid. This has been Subnautica. If you liked the video, please comment and subscribe and like. If you disliked the video, please leave a dislike and tell me why. We have a Discord now, so if you'd like to join the Discord, the link will be in the comments below. And yeah, I'll be streaming this later on probably, so I will see you all in the next video. Bye!